Hello and welcome to Perivars Fiskefrur. Today we're gonna tie a Bucktail Deceiver and see how I tie this fly. Okay, follow on with the video. Well, now I'm gonna show you what materials I've been using in this fly. I start with the hook, Allen Fly Fishing bass bug hook in size 2, B200. And the main material in this fly is white bucktail. I use some GSP 50 denier thread, white. And I have some flat ice, 5mm gold. And I have on the top, I have this grayish merino yarn. And for the gills I use this bright pink Congo hair, and I have liquid fusion as glue for the ice. And later on, when the fly is dried, I'm gonna use some Gorilla Glue clear to coat it. Well, I think that was all the materials except the pearl web for the flash. That's free of choice what kind of flash you want to use. I use pearl web because I like the crinkle in it. And I use ski wax as dubbing wax. You can need it. You may need it as to make the thread not be so slicky. That's all I had for the description, so follow on with the video. Sorry. Well, here we go again. Let's start tying. Okay, I place the hook in a vise and I use this GSP thread, attach it to the hook. Make sure to make a thread dam all the way on the hook. I think this thread is 50 denier, if I recall it. You can see I could have used some thicker thread, but that's all I had. So, well, I start right here on the hook bend, and I make a tail out of white bucktail. I find about this is the longest, straightest hairs I can find, so I just pick out a bunch, snip it off into the skin, and just take your point and forefinger, thumb and forefinger, just take out the shortest hair. You don't need that. You can also use a comb if you have. I have this Petin comb here. Comb it out, get rid of the short hair, and measure out how long you want this tail to be. This is gonna be a fly for large sea trouts. I think this tail length will do the trick. And snip off the waist. You don't need that. Use your pinch method. You don't want this to spin around the hook. Make some hard wrappings on top. This tail should remain on top of the hook. Okay. You can secure it by using some glue. Little one will do the trick. This is a liquid fusion. It's a nice glue to have. Seeps into the material. And I want some flash on this. And I use this pearl web from Fly Ties Dungeon. Just moisten it a little bit so it becomes more pliable. Measure out about 60-40. Snip it up. Measure out again. About this. I think that's what's alright now. Just use your thumb and just press it down so you can distribute it on the hook. Well, now you move your thread forward and you snip out your first clump of body bucktail. Okay, find a little clump here. You see it's a fairly large clump, but there's a lot of small hairs in this, so you shall always, I found out you shall, if you want some bulk on the fly, you can use some more hairs than you usually would have taken out. Okay, because now you're gonna measure how long you want it, about half of the length of the tail. You want to build in some taper on this fly. Okay, I snip off this bunch right here, turn it around in my fingers and put it on top and pinch it. Some nice loose wrappings now, because now you're gonna use your thumb and just distribute the hairs all around the hook. Some wrappings now, and you can see it's all around 360 degrees around the hook. Attach it, and now you're gonna hollow tie it. Okay, what's hollow tie? Yes, I tied in the butts to the left and wanna preen the hairs backwards. I use this kind of tool. You can use a empty pencil or what you might have. This is stone for push tool. So I just make the job a little easier for the push tool and take it out and just push back. You see now you can also use your fingers and work your thread in between this clump. Try to make it, yeah, and then you make a thread bump in front of this here to squeeze the hair backwards so you can get the taper. And if the thread slips on you can also use some wax. You can use some bee wax or whatever you have. Ski wax sounds like bee wax. It's very nice to have, easy and cheap and very, very good. And you see, the more I push the thread against the hairs, the angle becomes more steeper. I think that's okay. Now advance the thread a bit forwards and follow on with the next bunch of thread of bucktail. Pick out a nice bunch. You have to try to get hairs of a certain quality there. It has to be some long hairs and not too many crinkled hairs. You want long straight hairs, and try to get rid of the short ones by holding in the tip and get rid of all the short ones, because it will mess up your fly a little bit if you're a tidy guy. Okay, now you can see you measure out. You want this to be about that, half the length, and turn it around in your fingers, advance like this and push down like I did last time. See, control it. Yes, it looks very nice. Like this. can take, you see this fly is gonna get a little slim, but that's okay. Just take your hairs to the sides and advance your thread into the hairs like that. I'm gonna put down the push tool now. I don't need that. Just pushed it, and you can leave your angle a bit steep now because it will make some bulk on the fly, but a little more will do the trick, like that. You see it? Okay, I found another bunch over here. A thicker one this time. I want some more bulk on this because a lot of hairs goes down the drain because of all the short hairs is going out, and the bunch is getting more slim. So we have to take in that in consideration. If you want the longest hairs and get rid of the short, your bunch that you pick out from the skin will be much smaller. Okay. There was a brown hair in this bunch. I'll just get rid of that. Oh yeah, there was another one. Okay. Measure out the half length. You can get the thread a little more forwards. I don't know how this fly is gonna be because I'm not too very good at this, but well, I think it's very fun to tie. Distribute the hairs around the hook like this. You see? Okay. Same procedure. Take your push tool or a pencil or what you might have and just put it down towards the hook band. See, it makes a little bulk. Make a thread down like a barrier that prevents the hair from flaring forwards. Okay, see, it don't look like much now because I'm gonna give this fly a little soak afterwards. This is a natural materials and it will react on water. And take your thread a little forward. Take another bunch over here. Like this. This is gonna be a nice sea trout fly. Just take out the longest hairs, and this is a bit hairy now. This looks like I killed a beast here. Take your measurement and snip off the waist. Distribute this hairs. Like this. And attach it. Can also use some more glue. I just forgot it, but that's okay. Just for video, I don't think this fly is gonna unbreak on me either. and check your push tool and push back, make your thread advance through this bunch of here. Control, do I have enough thread on the spool? Yes, I have. That would be very dumb of me just to not control that in advance, but why not? Because I get carried away in all this excitement. Okay, a little more bunch now, and I get some colors onto it. Take another bunch of here. I look a little bit hairy now. I'm glad you can't see that. In my lap I have a bunch of here that looks like my dog has been waiting, been sitting there. Okay. Turn the bunch around. Pinch it with my thumb and my forefinger. Some nice wrappings, and push down on the hook like that. You see, it really builds up now. Okay, now just pull away. What should I do with that push tool now? Pull it out of the way. See, now the angle is pretty steep, but all this gonna lay down when I take some water on it. Now I want some pink in this. So I take this Congo here in pink. I think this material has the right texture. We'll take out a whole piece and put it aside and measure out how long I want it. It's not much, but like a gill or something. Push it onto the sides like this. And measure out how long I want it. It's about the same. Like that. Some stragglers. Take it to the sides like this. Control it. Use my rotation. Yes, it looks nice. Some wrappings and some more glue maybe. Oh, here is some young guys having fun outside, driving the cars all too fast. Okay, hope they don't get a speeding ticket but get caught by the police. Well, now I'm gonna proceed just taking on some more hairs. I think this is gonna be one of the last bunches of hair. Just take out the shortest fibers. It's a big long video this, but like this, Maybe I shall measure out, put it on top, pinch and wrap, and push down, distribute this. Maybe the last bunch, I think so. Push down and take it here and just pull it backwards with your push tool. I'm not quite finished yet, but I want some grayish color on top, and I use some merino wool ish. I ordered some yet, but it doesn't arrive in the mail yet, but I think merino wool will be just about right. It looks like this, and I take out a nice bunch. It's very long. Maybe I should just pull on it to make a nice, it tapers itself, this kind of hair. It's fluffy. Got it all over my fingers. Well, let's see if I can attach this now. Okay. Well, what you see, I think this looks very nice. Snip off this waist here and make some nice wrappings to make the head, and use your whip finisher to make the final knot. And I can use a comb to comb it all together like this to make it blend in a little. See now, it's very spunky, if you might call it. And I take a clip like this into this. Oh, it was very big. Did I get some smaller ones here? Well, I found on my otherwise this is smaller. It's nicer. Fits to my fly. Okay, now I'm gonna put on some eyes. Just have to make a little refinement. First I take this glue, take it onto the fly just to make the head go together a little bit. Use my dubbing needle just to make it stick a little more together. All this, well, it's a bit messy, but you can comb it out. Now I take the hair clip again, like this. It looks nice, and I'm gonna find some eyes. Well, I found this eyes. It's a golden flat eyes, And to place this, I have my, take out a couple of those, put it onto my fingers. Well, it should not fold it. I have to use my dubbing needle just to peel it out. And put it onto my finger. Like this. Now take a little blob of glue. And I use the same glue as I used last time. It is liquid fusion. Take this, place it onto the eye. Well, it looks like it sticks a little more than I was prepared for, but I don't care if this glue is gonna dry up and disappear into the eye. It seems like I took on too much, but it's not the case. Just well, that goes on a lot smoother, like this. Now I'm gonna take this onto the drying wheel, and I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes, and you will see how it looks. Okay. Well, now you can see how the how the fly look when it's been soaked in water. This is how it looks like when it's in the water. It's a very nice fly to have in your box. It's I'm gonna let it dry now, and when it's dried I'm gonna coat the eyes with some clear Gorilla Glue. That's all I had for you folks today, and I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I try to post videos quite often now, and please hit the notification bell and you'll always get the videos from me. Bye bye and tight lines.